The palace recently travelled to the Isle of Wight, and we spent 3 weeks in Ventnor, a town in the south of the island. This tape is a collection of snippets from the conversations we had with those that visited the palace during the 3 weeks that we were on the island.
Hello.
Hello, Sarah.
So I'm a theatre director where I teach at some drama schools in London as well, yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
My name is Silas. I've come to the palace today.
My name's Leo Riches. I've been on I've lived in Ventnor my whole life.
Hi guys, my name's Helena Isabel Biggs and
We have Julie and Danielle here in the radio.
Hello, I am Joseph. I am a forager down here on the Isle of Wight. We're currently in Ventnor at the People's Palace of Possibility.
Now, could you just chat for me again? Just say like testing, 1, 2, 3.
Testing, 1, 2, 3. So I'm Megan. I work with Ventnor Exchange as their creative projects manager.
Thank you very much. Can everyone hear me? My name is Julie Hutchison and I'm a creative, I'm an activist. Oh God, I get really emotional stuff like this. Right, okay.
So I'm going to start.
Take it away.
1, 2, 3.
Last December, Ventnor experienced a historically bad landslide, with many acres of land falling into the sea, and as a result, it's increasingly cut off from the rest of the island. But it remains a properly vibrant place with an obvious sense of community. The following snippets are of people describing Ventnor.
Well, there is a saying that you do not choose Ventnor, Ventnor chooses you. And it seems to be true for most people.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
It is a very special place. It's very quirky, very unusual people. And sometimes it's people who need healing.
Because I'm visually impaired, I'm here with my guide dog Bailey. I find it a very safe place. And everybody knows me and my dog, it's just I feel very comfortable. I feel very ease in a place like Ventnor. I really do.
You know, moving off was quite a big decision for myself, and there's been moments where I've been like, do I go back but I think there's time to come back, and I think there's now time to, really push what I'm passionate about and show the world that. So engage with new people and then also be able to tell the really great stories of the Isle of Wight and how magical it is. And it's not an island without electricity or you don't need a passport. If that's what everyone thinks, that's fine. Like, we'll keep it to ourselves. And it's a beautiful place.
Yeah,
I love it. I love Ventnor, and the island. There's something. There's a lot of light here. I call it the Isle of Light.
Where are we going? It's just a matter of time. I'll get off at Ventnor. It's the end of the line. Once we knew a summer, once we knew a spring. Now it's gone peculiar, can't plan an effing thing. Where are we going? It's just a matter of time. I'll get off at Ventnor, it's the end of the line. Once we all went swimming, played on beach and surf. Now we watch for polluted seas, I think we've had enough. Where are we going? It's just a matter of time. I'll get off at Ventnor.
A number of people also reflected on themes of failure, which is a theme that the palace addresses. In attempting to respond to the big questions and challenges of our times, some failure, including quite spectacular failure, is inevitable. And so it's important to think about how we respond to it and how we move past it.
Yeah. Shame is the enemy.
What quality changes with them kind of being more open to sharing their failures?
It's a really weird... The only way I can describe it is they become a lot more elastic. They become a lot more... Whereas some people, they come into training for drama school and they're very brittle. Like I said, they're very kind of, they can't do anything. Whereas by the time they've figured out that failure is a good thing, they're a lot more loose in their bodies physically. And then when it comes to acting and stuff, they're actually a lot more playful. And I think that'd be great across the board in life if everyone was just a bit more playful, because that involves looking at someone and like actually seeing them and seeing them
like
for what. Whereas like I live in London. So, like, I'm on the tube and I'm guilty of it sometimes. I'll just look down and I'll just be like, oh, okay, I just need to be on this tube for 20 minutes and not look at anyone or engage with anyone. I'm not saying get on the tube, get on the Northern Line and smile at everyone like don't do that. But, like, if in life we were just all a little bit more playful and a little bit more willing to just smile at other people. Another phrase I use a lot, especially in the first couple of classes, I say the phrase, have a smile in the belly and a twinkle in the eye.
Oh,
and that I think if we just all had a smile in the belly and a twinkle in the eye, we'd all get along a lot better.
The Isle of Wight has its own microclimate, and the flora and fauna have a pleasingly tropical look to them. And of course, it has many views out to the sea. It also experiences an increasing amount of landslides owing to how much rain the island now experiences due to warmer winters. So it's unsurprising that a lot of the conversations we had were around the theme of nature.
Actually, there was a lady in here the other day, she was talking about cycles, and cycles repeat themselves quite often unless, both negative and positive. And I think in nature you see cycles all the time. So I came to the Isle of Wight from London, and so, cycles of the sea, cycles of the moon, all of those things became much more much more tangible, much more real. In the city, although they exist, it's much more of as an observer. When you're here, you're right in the environment you're enveloped by weather, you're enveloped by overgrowing weeds, you're enveloped by everything. And so, and people are, we all are our environment. It's easy to hibernate here, isn't it, in the winter months? And then everybody comes out in the summer. So it's that kind of cycle of being very much, your mood and your feeling being very reflective of the environment and the weather.
Nature is our healer. It's our nature. It's our essential nature is the nature. So when we need healing, we go to the nature. We ask the earth for healing. Because without her, we wouldn't be here.
That relationship between the two.
Everything is connected. Everything is connected. We're all one, we're one with the earth, we're one with each other, we're one with the stars, with the sun, with the moon.
The cold has lingered for far too long. It's hard to have any energy when it's settled here, somewhere deep between our muscles and our bones. We've been playing this waiting game for what feels like years, but is really just a matter of days. We're preparing for the new season now. The older folk are planting their seeds. Yesterday, on the mountainside, the farmer's ewe gave birth, and she will not be the last. All we can do now is get ready and let the new begin when the time is right. You cannot force change. The people in the city aren't aware. Their eyes stay down and they continue to miss the beauty of this in-between stage. All they have to say is negative. Every other sentence is a complaint. No matter how hard you try, you can't make some people understand. You have to watch them take the wrong path and be content with the fact that the one you're on is right. So be patient, love. The warm season is on its way. Let the sun hit your skin and breathe. Everything will be okay. The hard time is passing and there are only bright things ahead.
Cut down 5 trees, replant 10, so it's like a sustainable future for the next generation.
If we just carry on doing what we're doing as organisations, we're not going to win this kind of equilibrium issue going on between humans and the non-human world. So nature is, suffering, we are nature, and And I know that's a theme of the Palace of Possibilities as well, is how do we respond to that suffering? You've got terms like metacrisis being bandied around, which is like the emergence of the polycrisis. The polycrisis is the multiplicity of crises that we're currently facing, and the metacrisis is used to describe this phenomenon of people's feeling of like deep loss, disconnection, despair. So what can we do? How can we move forward with that? And how can we move forward with peace, love and reciprocity in the world? And how can we, I was really struggling because I was like, what are we going to do? With AI proliferation now, it's really quite scary, the existential threat that this thing presents. But in time, I've kind of learnt to sort of slow myself down, realise you can only control that which you can control, and just to ease off some of that kind of panic, I'd say, as to what's happening there.
Several people spoke to us about rest, which is another very important topic. There is a general feeling of tiredness, even exhaustion across the country. It's always helpful to hear other people's ideas about rest. It reminds us to rest too, and might even give us new ideas about how best to rest. What does rest mean to you?
I know.
Go on, Hader, hand up in the air.
It means where you lay down on your bed and you don't talk to anyone for like an hour or half an hour, or just watch TV or whatever you want. Eat pizza, I don't know.
No pineapple on that pizza.
No.
Rest is very important. For me, that means like sort of taking a step back, spending time by myself. I think working with people is really amazing, but if you never spend time alone, you then forget what's important to yourself.
So you say you're tired, so you're loving life like how the bar stool loves the brawl, so you say you're barely hanging on. So the first thing you look for in a lover is an exit sign, and you're a suitcase half packed by the door. But your lungs, spread out, could cover a tennis court, your heart the size of the ball. Every atom in your body has been rallied back and forth from fusion till now, so it's no wonder you're tired. We left mirrors on the silk cheek of the moon, just to bounce lasers off them and see ourselves 1,000,000 miles away from here. But we will build a life we don't feel like running from. You've been the raindrop returning to the ocean for the longest time. But the path of least resistance doesn't always lead home. And there's a cloud growing heavy in the east, and I promise we'll make it this time.
What does rest mean to you?
Like getting like at least 8 hours sleep. Like make sure that you look after yourself. Have a nice hot bath on a Sunday night.
Nice.
Skincare.
Thinking of what does rest mean to you? Peace. Sometimes I'm always looking for peace. It's hard to get it. In this life. Not talking about Ventnor, but yeah, in this world at the moment. So, like I said, I do mindfulness. So does Sarah. I suffer with depression and anxiety. And PTSD. So yeah, to rest is coming back here, just sitting down, doing a bit of mindfulness. Yeah.
But then at the same time, you're so present with something that is there. That's the sea especially.
Yeah.
Just beautiful.
The sound.
Yeah. I think there is. I love being by the sea and just.
I have had sleeping problems at the moment because I've just coming out of the bad episode, and I have the sea as my sound thing when I can't sleep.
The palace has always asked, how do we find hope? We need reasons to believe things will improve, that we can bring about change if we do the work. Here are some recordings on this theme.
I mean, I've always been a utopian thinker, and I've always said, what's so wrong with utopia? In fact, I don't think it should be called utopia. I think it should be like basic needs. In the situation that we're in the moment, it's like,
It's just equality for life shouldn't be like a utopian vision or anything like that. It just should be standard, and anyone daring to imagine, I just think it's cruel to chastise people.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
just a dreamer.
I find hope in the observation of things and getting lost. And I think it's important to find that balance if you can. I realise that isn't viable for a lot of people, but give yourself the space to be surprised by things, and you'll be surprised how much hope and goodness there is in the world.
I just encourage people to, it's so hard, but like to not just have that cynical mindset of like, oh well, when's that going to change, and actually getting involved with things. And the only way that things will last and won't just be a temporary pop-up thing is if people support it and people show the need for it, and they give their support and they spend their time there and they get involved with events. It doesn't always have to be in a financial sense either, in terms of like buying tickets to things or whatever. Sometimes everything here this week is either free or pay what you can, so just coming down and showing support, and I think it helps people to see like, okay, people actually want this here, and it's showing that there's a need here, like how busy it's been here today. It shows that people want there to be more things like this, so I think it's starting to change.
Definitely. The following are people's thoughts on connection, friendship and love. The stability and warmth that these things provide are vital for meeting what lies ahead in the future, the bumps in the road, both small and massive.
I feel like if I just meet my mates, I feel like that I'll become myself. Because like without my mates, I'm not myself. Like without my mates, if I'm somewhere without my mates, I just don't feel like Leo. But if I'm with my mates, I am Leo.
I just wanted to, spread awareness to everybody. Like, mate, I just wanted to do my best to lighten everybody's day,
Touched by love. Touched by love, I open like a flower, my 1,000 petals shining in the sun. Touched by love, I unfold with each hour, stretch out my petals. See the dewdrops run, and then at noon, when I am fully open, I shine and quiver with a new delight. Uncovered at long last within my centre, the precious rainbow jewel of love and light. By Yvonne Meyer.
Thank you for bearing with me through that one, guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Amazing. Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Really good to have you on Palace Radio.
Yeah, thanks so much.
I mean, this is the first time, but I just think it's so lovely, such a bright space, and the energy here is just so warm and so welcoming and so positive.
Oh, bless you.
I have been Jess. Thank you very much. Have a lovely weekend, everybody.